They're red, they're white, but they're not always green. We've got some news about wine that may surprise you.
Yeah, certified sommelier Adam Knoerzer is here to give us some more knowledge about what these drinks may or may not contain.
This is interesting.
It is. What's the big mystery here?
So, believe it or not, one of the biggest surprises that comes about when I talk about wine is that people make this assumption that as a beverage, it is vegetarian or vegan friendly. And that is often not the case.
Well, because it's made with grapes.
Correct.
And we know this, and so we think at its core, at its base, it is made of something that is vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah, and it's not the base material that's really the problem here. It's usually in the process by which it's made, in the fining and filtration. And what people may not realize is the substances used in that are sometimes of animal origin, whether that's gelatin, which is animal origin. Fish bladders are used sometimes. Egg whites can be used sometimes.
There are things that I sometimes wish I did not know. And now
the fish bladders.
It was the fish bladder for me. That's
well, you know, it's a fish bladder Friday here in the studio. And so as a result, no, but these are the kinds of things that people don't really realize. And when you look at a bottle of wine, to your point, there aren't really ingredients listed. And that is something that goes well beyond just these fining and filtration agents. They can be coloring agents like mega purple, which is really commonly used in California and places to create that really rich, vibrant color that people are expecting in their wines. And so we can have so many additives in here without any labeling for them.
Oh, wow. So if you are vegan or vegetarian, how do you tell what a wine contains? Because you would really want to know.
Yeah, and listen, sometimes it's not the easiest process, but this one that I have here from Willamette Valley Vineyards, it actually has a vegan label on it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that at home, but I'm going to face here. And so different certifying bodies in different regions of the world have their own labeling. So in Europe, it might be like a green V and things of that nature. So if you see that symbol, that's your first point of attack. If you don't see that and you're unsure, if you see the words unfined and unfiltered, that's a pretty good indication because that's usually the process in which these animal-derived products are involved in the process. And then finally, if you're unsure entirely, go to the producer's website. They often have things called tech sheets that will tell you if that is or isn't the case.
I know one of the biggest things too is like, you know, we hear about cage-free or free range when we're talking about chickens, and sometimes that's not always exactly what we envision it looking like.
Yeah.
So is there any question mark when it comes to things like this? Like if you see the label, it should be
if you see that label, it has been certified as vegan by an authority who has looked at the process and procedure. You can't, to your point about like free range eggs, just because a wine is, say, organic or biodynamic, it doesn't mean that these aren't still involved in the process, because that's about the farming and the agriculture side and not really the winemaking process.
So we are going to take a sip. So tell us what it is that we're drinking here.
So this is a Pinot Noir, mid-sized car. Listen to Tom Berenger, if you remember from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I love a good Pinot Noir. That's delicious.
Yes. And this one comes from Oregon's Willamette Valley. And people thought people were crazy for trying to plant Pinot there in the 1960s when the region really came about. They assume it's cold, it's rainy, there's no way it's going to work, but people don't realize that rain is concentrated in the winter season and the growing season is sunny and dry, allowing for the ripeness of these very delicate Pinot Noir grapes.
This is one of the most beautiful Pinot Noirs I've had. It's delicious, very good.
So it's a whole cluster, just FYI, and that means that they use the stems in the process, and that gives it that sort of spicy, peppery kind of nature to it.
Lovely.
So it's lovely and enjoyable on a Friday.
Cheers to you, Adam. And to find out how you can book Adam for your next event or have him teach you about wine pairings or even more, you can head to our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh for more information.